Hey guys, it's me, your girl Chrissy Pips, and welcome back to Mindset Monday. Now, if you enjoy the content in my video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. That way you don't miss out on what's coming up next. But if you're here, you're interested. So let's get into it. In the last video, we talked about decision and how the decisions that we make, we want to stick with. The better decisions are going to come after careful consideration and the weighing of odds. So today we're going to dive deeper into the next part, which is persistence.
The revolution will be live.
Persistence, by definition, is firm or obstinate in decisions and things that you make. Instead of you being flexible, you take a course of action in spite of difficulty or the quality that allows somebody to continue doing something or trying to do something, even though it's difficult or is opposed by others. Okay? So that's what we're working off of today. So in our journey to become successful, we must persist no matter what. You know, the basis of persistence is willpower and desire. Not everyone is going to understand that you've made up your mind, you've committed it to will, and some people might take that as you being like stubborn or not understand that you have such a great desire for something that your willpower is not going to let you see yourself doing anything less than achieving your goal. The 6 steps described in the first video are the foundation of persistence. If you've not finished or started following those 6 steps, what I'll do is I'll leave a link to the playlist where that video's at the end of this video for you to go back and do those steps. Those 6 steps are very important, so don't skip them. The eagerness of action behind following those 6 steps will let you know whether or not you're in the right mindset to move forward. Now, if you're not doing these 6 steps daily and consistently, it's safe to say that your desire is not strong enough and you need to rethink your why. Okay? So if you're not taking strong action, like bold action, and moving towards and working through those 6 steps, just take the time to get everything worked out, okay? So the starting point of all achievement is a desire, and a weak desire is going to bring you a weak result. Just like a small fire is going to bring you a small amount of heat, okay? So if you're finding that your persistence is weak, the video on auto suggestion will help you also. So that'll be part of that playlist that's linked below. But we'll also be doing a video on power, which also helps your persistence. Also, remember when we talked about creating that mastermind group? Well, the purpose of doing so was so that you can create an accountability partner who will help you and remind you that you have set goals, and they'll help you to stay on track as far as it goes for achieving those goals. Okay? So to get the result that you're looking for, you really need to focus on doing the steps in such a way that they become everyday habit. So without persistence, you'll fail before you even begin. Like, the will most certainly is it needs to be there. Okay? Obstacles will be in your way, and you have to hang on to your persistence. Persistence is a state of mind. Since it's a state of mind, you can create it. Okay? So today, there are 8 factors of persistence. Use these 8 points to see where you stand. If you're lacking in any area, it would be a very good idea to clean up those areas where you lack. The analysis may lead you to a new discovery so that you can get a good grip on achieving your desires. Be honest with yourself so that you can uncover areas of opportunity and improve. This brutal honesty will benefit you in the long run. Okay? So number 1 is definiteness of purpose. Knowing what you want is the first and most important part towards developing your persistence. Okay? Number 2 is desire. It is much easier for you to continue on your path when you have a deep desire to achieve your goal. So when like things get rough, it's easy because you have a strong desire to see yourself succeed. Okay? Number 3 is self-reliance. Believe in your ability to carry out your plan and have the ability to take action on your own for improving your plan. Just because you made a plan doesn't mean that is going to be the only plan that you go on down this path. That's not how it works. Sometimes you have to change your plan. That doesn't mean you change your goal though. Okay. Number 4, definiteness of plans. Organizing your plans no matter what or no matter how mundane is going to aid you in the ability to become consistently persistent. Okay. Number 5 is accurate knowledge. Know that you have good plans and base those plans on experiences and observations. This is going to encourage you to be persistent. Number 6, cooperation. We keep talking about that mastermind group. Cooperation with others tends to develop persistence. This is why taking the time to set a schedule to meet with your mastermind group is important. Okay? Number 7, willpower. Be in the habit of concentrating your thoughts and your actions and your goals or desires. Like, just be in the habit of concentrating those. This will lead you to persistence. If that is on your mind daily, you're going to be persistent at it because it's all you think about, right? And then number 8 is habit. Persistence is the direct result of habit, because a part of your daily experiences, like that you feed on every day, that is going to be built into you. You're going to wake up and say, oh, I didn't do this. Let me do it. Oh, this is in my plan. I can't skip that part. So you're going to do things repetitiously so that you create habit. And then fear is the worst of all enemies as far as it goes for habit. So you can effectively cure your fears by repeated action against whatever it is that you're afraid of. If you're afraid of public speaking, go out and speak publicly. Just talk to somebody at the grocery store, and start building on that. Make yourself uncomfortable over and over and over again, and it will become habit. It will no longer be a fear. Okay? Now, there are also some symptoms of lack of persistence. Okay? This is a short list too. It's going to help you to identify areas that need to be tweaked as well. But also the deeply seated subconscious causes of weakness we're going to go over. So these must be mastered in order for you to achieve wealth. Okay? So number 1 is going to be failure to recognize and to clearly define exactly what you want. These things sound so competitive or repetitive. They sound very repetitive, but trust me, it's with great purpose. So, number 2, procrastination, with or without cause. It's usually backed by some sort of alibi or excuse. Okay. Number 3 is the lack of interest in acquiring specialized knowledge. You should be interested in learning more about what it is you want to do. Number 4, indecision is the habit of passing the buck on occasion instead of facing the issue squarely. And it's also backed by alibis and excuses. You make up reasons why you can't. Don't do that. Okay. Number 5 is relying on those alibis or excuses instead of creating definite plans for the solution to the problem. Okay. Number 6, self-satisfaction. There is very little that can help you overcome this. Because at the end of the day, if you want to be great, you need to be selfless instead of selfish. Okay? Number 7 is indifference. It's usually reflected in your readiness to compromise and just rather than to meet opposition or fight, you're trying to compromise instead of going towards your dreams. Don't do that. Number 8 is the habit of blaming others for your mistakes and accepting unfavorable circumstances as if they're unavoidable, right? Now, I was listening to a motivational speech this morning where Will Smith said, fail early, fail often, and fail forward. And he said that to say that failure is not something you should be afraid of. He uses an example where when you go to the gym, you're working out in search of failure. Failure is where you get when you reach the end of your limit for that day and you plan to return and do more next time. Practice is just controlled failure. So you can't go to the gym and say you're going to bench press 500 pounds when you first start working out. You have to work out and work your way up to it. Failure is a necessary part of growth. Okay? If you fail, make a change in your plan. Be sure to understand that your goal is not changing. It's your path to your goal that's changing. Don't think that a change in your plan means that there's a change in your outcome. Failure means that part of your plan needs to be fixed. Take responsibility in your actions and understand that you'll be wrong sometimes. Like, y'all heard me say this before, but Thomas Edison had 1,000 failed experiments, but the 1,001st was the light bulb. Like, that just means 1,000 times he was wrong on some part of what he thought. And the 1,001st time, he finally got every part right. Failure is where all the lessons are. So stay cognizant and understanding what's going on. A failure is not a setback as long as there's a lesson learned in it, okay? Don't make the same mistake twice. Test your ideas and recognize where you need to evolve, right? Again, write everything down so that you can see what step you went wrong in. So again, for number 8, fail early, fail often, fail forward. Number 9, the weakness of desire due to neglect in a choice of motives or insight of action. So you have to really want what you're going after, because there are going to be some very rough roadblocks. And trust me, listen, I have had a couple. Last week was like a horrible week, but I'm still up and moving because I know what my purpose is. Okay. Number 10 is willingness or even eagerness to quit at the first sign of defeat. You don't stop. It's always moving forward. Number 11 is the lack of organized plans placed in writing where they may be analyzed. You want to write things down so that you can follow your steps, so you know when you need to go back and change. You're going to hear that repeated a lot. Number 12 is the habit of neglecting to move on ideas or grasp an opportunity when it presents itself. Like, that door opened, it might not open again, so seize the day. Carpe diem, my friend. Number 13 is wishing instead of willing. Enough said. Number 14 is the habit of compromising with poverty instead of aiming for riches. So think about it like this. If you aim up here and you're down here and you fall somewhere in between, you're still better off than where you started at. Okay. Number 15 is going to be searching for shortcuts instead of trying to work out the details and learn step by step. There's no gambling in this. There's no shortcuts. You have to go through it to get to what you want. Number 16, fear of criticism. Failure to create plans and put them in action because of what other people think or say. This actually belongs at the top of the list because it's generally your subconscious mind where this happens and it's not recognized. So we're going to touch more on this in a later video for sure. The fear of criticism is a big one. Some people fear criticism of others so much that it makes them afraid to correct a mistake or to change a decision that they've made because they're scared of what other people are going to think or say about them. Like, this causes people to stay in unfulfilled business relationships, and even unhappy marriages. Like, the fear of criticism can destroy your ambition. So self-reliance on achieving your goal, like, you have to be self-motivated towards achieving that goal. Don't let fear of what other people think stop you. This journey is a journey of growth, and you have to understand that an idea you had at the beginning may not be relevant based on new skills or new things that have come out, different obstacles that have gotten in your way. It may not be relevant. So along the way, be willing to change. And this may sound so harsh when I say it, but your dreams are not for other people. Other people's opinions don't matter as it relates to your dreams. You have the right to live your own life, your own way, okay? This is where the conversation about positive self-talk comes into play. Now, your desires don't respond to wishes, but they do respond to definite plans, backed by definite desires through consistent persistence. That's why we're doing this video. There are 4 simple steps to lead you into the habit of persistence. You don't need any specific educational background, any type of specialized knowledge. You don't even have to have a lot of time for these steps, okay? So the first step is going to be a definite purpose backed by a burning desire for this fulfillment. This goes back to the first video. I'm gonna listen, all of this is gonna be full circles over and over and over again, several circles even. But you need to know what your purpose is. You need to know what your why is. Why are you doing this? Okay. Number 2 is a definite plan expressed in continuous action. After you find out what your purpose is, make a plan to achieve the goal and then do it. Take action. Number 3 is a mind closed tightly against negative and discouraging influences, including negative suggestions from relatives, friends, lovers, acquaintances, all of that. Number 4 is a friendly alliance with one or more persons who encourage you to follow through on your plans and your purpose. We love the mastermind group, if you can't tell. These 4 steps are essential for success in all walks of life. The entire purpose of the 13 principles that we're doing in the book is the philosophy to enable you to take these 4 steps, no matter what you're doing, what your goal is, and put them into habit. These are the steps which you use to control your economic destiny. These are the steps that lead you to independence of thought and just freedom. They're the steps that guarantee that you are able to achieve your goal. Okay? So in the comments below, let me know if you have actually started taking some of these actions and doing some of the things that we've been working out in the videos. And let me know if you see a change in yourself. Okay? Remember that we will be revisiting this whole book. And I think I might do that on a live. Just so that we can discuss our own growth as a group. Because when I tell you, before I read this book, the actions and things that I used to take compared to after reading the book and the actions and things that I take now is a significant difference. So we'll meet up again next Monday. And the topic will be Power of the Mastermind, where we'll dive deep into the structure of that phenomenal group. Because we talk about it a lot. So it's about time we got to it, right? Now, if you enjoyed today's content, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys next week. And And I do apologize. This video is a late upload because I had a live event here in Detroit. And like, I just wanted to make sure everything was edited before I put it out, because my videos are getting better, not worse. So, again, it's your girl, Chrissy Pips. Thanks for coming by, and leave comments below. Let me know, like, some of the things that you have changed based on, like, what we're doing here, okay? Thanks for coming, and have an awesome and productive day, okay?